That's good.
Real close.
It was a lovely vintage theater near Denver, Colorado, and I had been there before. I had seen local productions of Rent and Into the Woods. Even the concessions were vintage. Boston baked beans, Charleston chews, tea-berry gum. The red carpet was worn, and the once vibrant green velvet seats were faded and threadbare, that you could see and feel those coil springs, so you had to be careful about how you sat, or you'd be in for a bit of an ass surprise. The performance was sold out, and here's the thing. They were all there to see me. But instead of peeking from behind the curtain or doing last-minute fluffing, I was center stage, milling about, waving, greeting, saying hello. And then all of a sudden, the house lights went dark and the music began. I did not know that I'd end up on that stage when I agreed to sit with a trained psychedelic guide who also happened to be a friend of 30 years and swallow a clinical dose of MDMA, okay, known to many of us as Molly or ecstasy. My friend finished her training and she reached out and she asked me if I was interested because she had to practice on people. And I was like, fucking giddy up, of course. So I did not know who or what I might see or feel or where I might travel or what I might learn about myself and my story. But from the get-go, I had to trust that wherever I did land was exactly where I was meant to be. From the get-go, I had to trust that I could be safe with her. People are drawn to this work for all sorts of reasons. Curiosity about expanded states of consciousness, trauma healing, stuckness. For me, the latter too. So let's get back to the stage. Henryk Gorecki's Symphony No. 3 filled the auditorium, and I began moving in ways I had never known. A lone spotlight was on me. I was pirouetting with graceful ballerina arms. Let's get honest, this here not really a ballerina physique. However, when you're in the medicine, anything goes. All of a sudden, I'm in the audience watching myself yelling, "Oh my God, I am beautiful." Stunning, regal, in fact. Like, who says shit like that about themselves out loud or quietly? Certainly not me. But with each dip, the wings that started to sprout from the very first pirouette grew more and more expansive until they covered the entirety of the stage. They were magnificent, in teals, blues, greens, purples. I slowly made my way to the edge of the stage, wings out, chest puffed, and I scanned the audience. The first few rows were filled with people that I loved, and front and center were my two children, Max and Ava, and they were wedged into their seats because their wings were already so fucking massive that they had to squeeze in. They were all in awe as they watched the birthing of my own wings. Further back, my deceased ancestors, they were in black and white. That's appropriate, right? So my father, his siblings, their spouses, my mother's sister, maternal and paternal grandparents, and ancestors I had only known from photographs and stories. My mother, who was still very much alive, was sitting next to my father, also in black and white. She died 3 months later. That is eerie. Yes, that is eerie. I took it all in. I stood there, felt their love, support, encouragement to take up space in my life, to not dim my shine, to not quiet my voice. And in that moment, I knew it was time to go live, to go be whole. So I took a graceful bow, and off I flew. Now, growing wings and flying is really fucking cool. I admit that. However, the most impactful part of deeper work comes after the journey. For me, I found the voice I had silenced, and I came out of hiding. 6 weeks after that journey, in July of 23, I ended up on this stage for the very first time and shared a story about envy. And here I still am. So if your wings are clipped, or if they're deeply buried, may you find them, tend to them, and bring them home. And may you have the help of a friend along the way. Thank you.